Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to a new video. For the entire time I've played D2R, it has been online, and I wanted to do something a bit different and challenging. So I started off my first solo self-found single player character a few days back, and I figured I would start off with a cookie cutter sorceress build, because obviously having teleport early on is very essential. Get her geared up, and also farm what I needed to make a pit zerker for my next character. My overall goal is to get as close as I possibly can to completing a D2R Holy Grail offline before the June launch of Diablo 4. What better way to start off gearing my Blizzard Sorceress than by doing Andy and Mephisto runs in Hell. In the background, you can see the gear that my Sorceress was wearing after getting to Hell and starting the runs. At the end of the drop highlights, I will do a brief recap of where my Sorceress ended up and what progress we made with the Grail. Hopefully you guys want to join me for this journey. Let's get right into it. So before we get into the Hell drop highlights, I wanted to show you real quick the best drop that I got from Normal and Nightmare. Actually, Nightmare Bale dropped me this 21 all resistance Viper Magi. Now, super low on the resistances, but I was really happy to see this. It was a nice upgrade. So for the 500 runs, we started off with 200 Andariel runs before we went to Mephisto. On run number 1 of Andariel, we ended up getting a Still Skull, which I put directly onto my Mercenary. On run number 19, we end up finding a Lidless Eye. On run number 28, I found this really nice Sorceress Amulet. Unfortunately, it was only 1 to the skills, but I mean, this thing is awesome. You know, it has life, resistances, magic find, FCR. If this had +2, this would be an awesome amulet. On run number 39, we get a unique ring. Turns out 27% Nagel, which was definitely an upgrade. On run number 50, we find a pair of Titans with 183% enhanced damage. On run number 78, we find a Cat's Eye. On run number 86, we end up finding a pair of Ethereal Sandstorm Treks, which is a pretty nice find. Our first Geed's Grand Charm comes on run 100, which is definitely an upgrade because we don't even have one yet. Now, came out 29%, but hey, we'll take it. It's better than nothing. So at this point, I had only finished up to Act 3 in Hell difficulty, and I went ahead, finished Hell difficulty all the way through so that I could do some cows. I did a few cow runs just so I could find a Spirit Monarch. Ended up right here finding a 7% magic find, small charm. After a few cow runs, ended up having the Monarch drop. Then I took it over to Larzuk for 4 sockets and ended up making a Spirit Shield. Nice upgrade. $132, we end up finding a pair of Gore Riders. On run number 147, we end up finding our second pair of Titan's Revenge at 182% enhanced damage. On run number 160, Andariel ends up dropping us the best Raven Frost that I've ever found. It was only 3 off of being perfect on the attack rating. On run number 180, we find our first Blade of Alibaba. On run number 193, we find another unique ring. Ends up being Raven Frost number 2. So I felt like I wasn't having much luck with Andariel, so we ended up going over to Mephisto for the last 300 runs. On run number 242, I ended up dropping Kira's and a Lem rune. On run number 251, we find a String of Ears. On run number 284, we end up finding Thunder God's Vigor. On run 287, we end up finding a +1 shape-shifting Grand Charm. On run 300, we find a 4/4 Fire Facet. Run 307, we find our first G-Face. Run 310, we get another unique amulet. Turns out Cat's Eye number 2. On run number 318, we find another Viper Magi, this one 22 all res. On run number 342, we find another 4/4 Fire Facet. Run 349, we find a Verdungos. Fortunately, it has the lowest roll on damage reduction. Run 355, we find another pair of Sandstorm Treks. In the very same run, we end up popping this armor rack.
I am overburdened.
And wouldn't you know, it turns out Rasha's Guardianship. This was the best find we got so far. On run number 359, we find a Storm Shield. So we ended up having a bit of a dry spell for a little while, but on run 449, we ended up dropping another Lidless. On run number 470, we find our second pair of Chance Guards, and these ones turn out 37%. On run number 474, we end up finding a horrific Geed's Grand Charm with only 23% Magic Find. On run number 476, we find Ravenfrost number 3. On run number 499, we end up dropping a Shako, which I was super happy to see. At this point, I was like, okay, we can call it here. As you can see right here, I actually ended up finding a lot of very useful items for my sorceress, and we made very good progress towards the Grail. At the end of each Grail video I make, I will show you the percentage of progress made, as well as quickly showing you all of the items that I found. So stick around if you're interested in seeing that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video. Also let me know down in the comments if you have ever done a Grail yourself, maybe did one in the past, didn't finish it, and if you guys have any tips, let me know those also. This is my first Grail offline, so hit me up down in the comments, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching.